Hey Davin peeps, it's Allie Brown and I am here to share with you a really fun project that I think you all will love, and it's really simple. All you need is a letter-sized piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11, and you fold it hot dog wise. That's hot dog, that's how I learned how to do it in kindergarten, and then hamburger and another hamburger. I don't know, that's just how I learned, and so it helps me remember. Now I am using a mixed media piece of paper, but you can use regular paper if you want to. Then you're going to take the piece of paper and put it, you can use scissors, or I'm using my little cutting tool here, and just cut the middle two boxes. Now I slowed this way down so you could see how I fold it, but you kind of wing out that paper and then smush it in so that you have now these little pages. It's like a little baby book. And so this is what we're going to be making our zine, our little tiny zine. And it's kind of like a fan zine or a web zine, but you can do whatever you want with them. They're so cool. I learned about this through Jordan Clark on YouTube, and I'm so excited to be making these in the future. So after you've made your folds, it's really helpful to put like front 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back, because as you open it up, it kind of gets a little confusing, but you'll see even as I have those marks there, I still forget. What else is new? So I'm now just using the watercolor from Jane's line in the Brights palette to add some color. I love color, and pink and orange are my favorite, of course, and I do love this teal and blue and purples, and so I'm just adding some watercolor to my pages and then drying it real quick. And then I'm going to use the stencil that comes in the acrylic set, and I'm just taking a baby wipe, which is one of my favorite methods to do these days, and some ink, and just spreading some texture around. And I'm sorry it's out of frame. I was so excited about this project that I kind of was out of frame for this part. I'm sorry, but I do fix it in just a second. But yeah, just spreading around some ink and creating some mermaid scales all over. And then I take the ink color and I just make some splatters because I love splatters. And now I'm just kind of looking at some of the supplies that I have in my Jane Davenport line. I have these awesome little faces. They're rub-ons and they're great. I want to use some of the paper for my paper pack. I actually lost that in my move and I'm so happy I found it. I nearly cried. I was so sad. But I found it. So I'm just going to tear some pieces of that and put it all over my zine to give it kind of a fluid look. And then I'm taking this bag that I had just kind of plopped paint on the side, and I'm going to write a little cover quote on here. And I do realize that I spelt beautiful wrong, and I'm so sorry. My brain is really mushy from being out of town and vacationing, so I'm getting over vacation brain, and it's so embarrassing, but you know, it keeps me humble, and it's spelled wrong, and I did put it on the wrong side too. So right now my cover is on the back part, but later I'll peel it off and stick it on the right side. So I'm just going to take, again, baby wipes, ink, spreading some more color around through some stencils. I think these were cheapo stencils I got at Walmart or something. And then I'm taking the collage papers from Jane's line and this adorable girl. Oh yay, I fixed it. I fixed the frame. But this adorable girl that's kind of yellow, and I'm going to just matte medium her little face on the zine because she's perfect, especially with that plop of kind of orange there on the side. I just really loved how that turned out. There you go. I figured it out. I'm just kind of rearranging that. That's the cover. So that's the front part, and then the back part is actually the first left square. And I'm just going to put a rub-on transfer there, and then some of Jane's delicious washi. This is a great project because when I saw the video from Jordan, she just used tons of different kinds of washi, and Jane has tons of different delicious washis, so you can just use her washi all over the place. So I'm just going to sign the back and then move on to the second, or I guess that's the first page, ripping off some more of that paper and putting it where I want it. And the thing about these zines is that I want mine to be encouragement to people. I plan on giving these as monthly rewards to Patreon folks. So I will have a theme every month, and I just want to encourage people and get folks to be inspired. So this little part of this page is going to be a list page, so they can actually interact with it and write down 3 favorite features of themselves. Anyway, I have a little stamp here that I'm going to write list, or not write, but stamp list, and use the magic wand in the color 70s eyeshadow, which is just Oh my gosh, it's so good. Just gonna color that in and then use the Epic pen from Jane's store. This is not in the line at Michael's, but she does recommend this pen. It's waterproof, and just use that to create the text and then some lines for the folks to write down what their favorite features are of them. And then on this last page, I decided to do just a little inspiration page using Jane's face stamp and some ink, some light ink, so that I can use it as a guide. Ever since James shared that tip about using the face stamp as a guide and kind of like accentuating it the way you want to, I mean, that's what they were intended for, and for some reason I had some roadblock in my brain, but now I don't. So I'm going to use those tools. I mean, Jane has been so generous to let us use these tools and her art as tools and basically launching pads for our art, and I'm just so thankful. So I'm using the Incredible pen that is filled with Byron Bay blue ink, and I love it because you can take that water and just move it around. Pardon my hair, I shed like crazy. And so anyway, I just moved it around, and then I'm using this Finitech mica gold to just kind of accent the crown and her lid and put some little crosses on there. And I'm going to hand letter share your story, so that'll be this inspirational page. And again, these zines can be cut up to use in your journals. They can be cut up to use in your art for collage. They can be collected. You can collect them in a fun way and store them fun. You can really do anything you want, but it's just a fun way to share love and to inspire and to do some art. And I was just so excited to try this with Jane's products. I think it's so bright and colorful, and I just loved how this half turned out. So stay tuned for the next half of this zine. Bye!